and everywhere else in the shadows are like more towards 3 o'clock.
Yeah, and that is
in the afternoon.
And that is just disinformation. That is just.
Yeah, and that photo emerges immediately within a few days of the assassination. So it's like the assassination happens at 12:30 Central Time. By 1:45 Central Time, Oswald is arrested. Not only that, he's been identified as the killer. He's identified as the lone killer. He's been accused of shooting Officer J.D. Tippett. Like, when he was first arrested, he was only arrested for shooting a police officer. And they found a gun on him that matched that. So Oswald definitely fired a gun that day. There's no doubt about that. But some people say they saw him with another person that shot the police officer.
Yeah.
There was 2 men that did it. There's multiple eyewitnesses saying that. But yeah. Oswald's found in a movie theater. Now, the movie theater he goes to, most likely he was there to meet a CIA handler.
Uh-huh.
He's there because, he knew something was afoot that day, obviously. He was either a trigger man on the himself, or he was there to look out for somebody. Or he might have even been told to prevent an assassination attempt on the president. And when it happens, he knows that there's something wrong. And he might start putting 2 and 2 together and realize, oh, I'm a patsy.
Yeah,
they're setting me up for a fall.
Yeah,
because there was he never got to speak. He was killed too quickly afterwards. But there's this great picture of somebody took footage from the I think it was footage from the Zapruder film that showed the window that Oswald was in.
Yeah.
But they I don't know how, but they could see past what the frame was. But basically, that there's another window at the end, like 2 windows down, and in this picture, there's somebody else in that window, and it's like, if Oswald was in the window that they claimed for him to be in, he couldn't have gotten to the other window while shooting.
There's 2 shell casings found right there, and 1 found across the room.
Because it was basically a big warehouse. All the windows were connected to the same room.
Yeah, but what? They could see past the frame of the film?
Yeah, I just saw this today. It was like...
You can't do that. That sounds like some... I mean, if you're going to talk about manipulating a photograph of Oswald, you can't then say, but this other photograph...
Well, very interesting about Oswald is George... and I do not want to pronounce his German name wrong, because God forbid I offend your German listeners out there.
I'm German, so go ahead, go for it.
But George... what was the feller's name?
Hitler?
No, but, the man that Oswald was moved into Dallas with, because he was moved to Dallas. I think the CIA moved him there, but when he moved to Dallas, the couple that him and his wife lived with, both spoke Russian, so it gave his wife some comfort here in America and Texas. But he was heavily involved in CIA activities.
Right.
And so Oswald's staying with.
But there is he could have just cracked. He could have just lost it.
True.
And said, "I'm going to kill the president."
But just before this, he was accused of taking shots at General Edwin Walker in his visit to. So he's been in the 60s. Oswald in 1963 alone. Both Kennedy and General Edwin Walker were 2 people he was accused of taking shots at.
Uh-huh.
But they never proved. So it's like, how is a guy